YouTube streaming. I should make OBS work properly. The last time we hit go live from OBS, it all went horribly wrong. So I will continue to do it manually because the last time we did that, it didn't go well. But we should probably test that. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Good afternoon. Yep. We're not late. We just didn't actually go live.
Yeah. We've been ready for about half an hour. And then also we started talking about 2 minutes ago and we're having a conversation about lighting. And then Caradog was just like, did you actually hit go live? And I'm like, nope, I didn't. I hit start streaming in OBS, but I didn't hit go live on YouTube. So yeah, good job.
We did it.
Oh well. All right. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Let's see. Lots of people saying hello. We're live. Hello. Spud Nugget. Hello. Yay Computing. Lots of people. I want to shout out and say hello to the names I recognise, but like there's lots of the regulars here, and I just end up reading out names from top to bottom. So yes. But yeah, how are we all doing? Looking for the bottle opener. No, we got cans today. We've got cans. We're
prepared.
Yes, indeed. So yes, right.
Do you know what we're doing? Do you know what you're doing?
Kind of. We've got a pile of things to do. So yeah, well, I guess we can go through them and decide what we're actually going to do. So yeah, I've done the hello, how is everyone? So yeah, we've done that bit. I'm trying to avoid this mic stand just looking like it's spearing me through the chin. There we go. That's what we need. It's not a high quality piece of equipment. Anyway, hello everyone. How are you all doing? Have we eaten something today? Yes, we're doing okay actually. We're remarkably well prepared other than the fact that we didn't hit go live. So yeah, subject for today, Tinker Stream. We've got lots of bits and pieces that we're going to tinker with. We've got a selection. So we've got a hard drive here that's got a broken SATA connector on it, and we're going to bodge a cable onto that. We've got a 970 that appeared in the No Post video last week. The chap who owned that PC, he actually bought one of my 3060s off me, and we part exchanged the 970. So I was like, "That's a nice card. I'll buy that off you." So that's now my card. So I thought, as per all the comments section, we'd do some new thermal paste on that. I doubt it really needs it, to be honest, because, I mean, generally speaking, most graphics cards, they kind of last the lifetime of the card. But then on the flip side, we're seeing a lot of graphics cards these days being used well past their normally expected lifespan. Does that sound fair to you? Because like normally I'd be like, it's a 9 series, who cares? Whereas at the moment, it's just like, actually a 970 is still pretty good with the current climate. So,
the present global panda.
Yes. Remember when everyone was calling it human malware and we were like, ha ha ha, it's funny because it's like a computer joke. But yeah.
And then we just gave up.
Yeah. Yeah, remember when YouTube was trying to suppress COVID-19 and then it was just like you can't just not have people talk about this, YouTube.
I think it was a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
They didn't want people being able to monetize videos about COVID-19. The issue was that legitimate content creators took that to mean that you cannot mention COVID-19, and also the actions of YouTube and the monetization seemed to infer that, because certainly for a little while, if you mentioned it, your video got demonetized.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of a case. I was like,
yeah, and of course,
gentlemen.
The problem with YouTube is
it's opaque.
Yeah, like you can have rules that you selectively enforce based on context, but if you do that, you also need manual review systems that can look at the context. Whereas with YouTube, to all intent and purpose, it can only be assumed to be a fully automated system with no human beings working at it. And so therefore, whatever it automatically selects is what we have to work with. So yeah. So yes. Anyway, is it bust or does it just need thermal paste? Just thermal paste. It's perfect working order. So yeah, that's it. Perfect. Just some thermal paste. So that's going to be a pretty easy job. We're just going to take it apart, put some thermal paste on it, and put it back together again. We're not going to do anything particularly groundbreaking today, I don't think. We're just tinkering, really, and going to chat while we do it. And yes, there was a Mac Mini there as well. I don't know if we're going to get to that because I feel like that it's a first gen. I'll grab it actually. I'll just show it on camera while we talk about stuff because it starts conversations.
It's a first gen Mac Mini.
Yep, it is a first gen Mac Mini.
Does that mean you can actually run modern macOS on it?
No.
Can you run anything on it?
No. This is a
very well.
This is a first gen. This is a first gen Mac Mini G4, 1.42 gigahertz. Thank you very much. So this came in. Someone was getting rid of it. It was e-waste, and I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll take that off your hands." And I want to clean this thing up, not because
not because it's useful.
Yeah, not because it's useful. Like I'm not usually very possessive of old computers because if you start collecting old computers, you will end up with a building full of e-waste. Ask me how I know. And however,
you can't say that though. Lots of people on the Discord will get very displeased.
Lots of people in the exclusive chat will get very displeased. Yeah. Hi, Postal. Anyway, however, I bought one of these on day one when they were brand new. I owned one of these on release day, and I actually think, did I buy it from the Apple Store London? No, I think I ordered it online. But it was around the same time that the Apple Store London first opened, and I was in the midst of my Apple fanboy phase, when Apple were actually still kind of an interesting company. That's a bit of a loaded statement, but whatever. Anyway, so this model of Mac Mini, it has nostalgic value to me. So I thought it'd be kind of nice to clean. I don't know whatever happened to my original Mac Mini G4. I don't remember what I did with it. Maybe I sold it at some point. I guess I did. But yeah, I thought at some point I want to clean this thing up and just, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll just clean it up and make it run just so I can be like, hey, I used to have one of these. These were kind of interesting because when they first came out, they were actually very well priced. It was the first headless Mac because the iMac was still a thing at the time, and the iMac was about £600 or £700, and this Mac Mini, the upper spec model at 1.42 gigahertz with the dial-up modem and Bluetooth and the DVD. I don't know if this will have a combo drive or a super drive in it, but you could get it for about, I think it was like £400, $450, something like that. And for this was a brand spanking new Apple Mac for less than £500. And there's never been anything like it since. And I think that makes it quite interesting. And it had DVI out on the back as well, so you could hook up a normal monitor. So yeah, gigabit Ethernet. Optical
Apple
out.
Used DVI at the time, didn't they?
On the Mac Pro, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the iBook had, the iBook G4 had mini VGA on it. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Were Apple literally the only people who used mini VGA?
I think it might have been a proprietary connector. Do I have an iBook? At one point, there was an iBook on the shelf, which will have that very connector on it.
Is it the thick silver one?
No, it'll be white. It'll be a polycarbonate
I see.
boy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't see it. I think I chucked it out.
Understandable.
Yeah. Once again, making a lot of people in the Discord very angry. Anyway, so
that's worth money, you know.
Yeah. Where were we? Yeah. So the
I've just noticed you have 4.
Those are iMacs, though.
Yeah, iMacs, yes, but you have 4.
Yeah, they're all in the e-waste pile. They've all been pulled out of the back room, and they're supposed to be getting thrown out. Anyway, meanwhile, the not the MacBook Pro, the PowerBook G4. The PowerBook G4 had DVI on it. So basically, the professional Macs, the Pro Macs, had DVI. The home Macs had VGA derivatives. So again, that's the thing, is that this was an affordable home Mac, and it had DVI on it, so you could hook up an actually decent monitor to it.
What year are we talking about with that?
Ooh, Mac 2004, maybe 2003. Leaning toward 2004. This was at the tail end of the PowerPC era. I think there were 2 generations of Mac Mini G4 before. Late 2004, early 2005 was when the first Intel Macs came out, if my memory serves me. So that kind of era. We're mid noughties. This was one of the later ones. It was okay. 1.42 gigahertz on a G4 was reasonably respectable. But if my memory serves me, this did not have the velocity engine on the CPU. There were 2 G4s. There was the Motorola G4, which was the earlier ones. And then there was the IBM G4, which was the later period ones. The IBM G4 had the velocity engine in it. No idea what it did. I don't know if it was an instruction set, extra cache. Haven't got a clue. Didn't know my CPU architecture at the time. I know it just made it faster. The PowerBook G4 and the professional Macs had that one in it, whereas the home ones, they had the Motorola chip that didn't have the velocity engine, had less cache, etc., etc. So 1.42 gigahertz, not bad for a G4, but it's basically an older Motorola G4 that they clocked the balls off of. So yeah,
you just saying I don't know what it was, but it made it go faster entirely just made me think of velocity engine make PC go burr.
Pretty much. IBM only made the G3. Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah, I might be wrong about that. There were definitely 2 G4s, one of them with and one of them without the velocity engine. And there were variations on with and without level 3 cache. However, yeah. I didn't realise that IBM made the G3. I thought that was a Motorola chip as well. But yeah. Interesting. If you can reball, you could put 2 gigahertz PowerPC Motorola's on the G4s. Neato. That's
cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah. See, that's the thing. The only time that's useful is there are some AV setups, there are some AV studios which are running old PowerPC Mac stuff, and it would cost them probably hundreds of. No, I'm not sure still.
I was going to say, given that FireWire was supported on the Intel Macs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised that they couldn't at least move to Intel Mac.
Potentially. But yeah, at the very least, though, at some point, to replace their whole setup would probably have cost hundreds of thousands of pounds. So they're stuck with the old Macs for a very long time.
Yeah.
So there might be some guys out there who were interested in doing extreme mods on them to keep them going, past just hobbyist stuff. However...
Apparently this is the 1.25 G4.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I figured it'd be
with the half gig of RAM, the 40 gig hard drive, I presume.
Yeah, it's going to be an IDE hard drive as well, which sucks. Is it super drive or combo?
With combo drive, modem, and it is a GB one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer because the modem was an optional extra, and because it had the modem on it, I assumed it would be the upspec model. So that's a shame. It's the poor man's one.
The dial-up modem was an optional extra, but the networking wasn't.
No, well, don't forget, broadband was a thing at the time. The dial-up modem was pretty much dead when this thing came out.
In 2004?
Yeah.
I didn't have broadband for another 2 years.
Well, it just sucked to be
4 years.
Yeah. You were hilariously late to the broadband party, though, weren't you? That much being said, I was an early adopter of broadband. So I guess for me, I'm just like, man, who didn't have broadband in 2003? You know.
You are those smug gits on Star Wars Galaxies going,
Yeah.
ha ha ha, your ping is measured in days.
That's right.
Mine is only in minutes.
Look at my squashed frog modem. Hands up in the chat who knows what that is. So, yeah. First Gen Mac Mini released Jan 2005. Oh, there you go. Right at the start of 2005 then.
Huh.
Yeah, interesting. It's difficult to tell because I know... I remember years based on what period of my life I was at, and I remember having this thing just as I was moving house, or my mother was moving house at the very least, and I know that was around about 2005ish. So it must have been late 2004, start of 2005 that happened, maybe. But yeah, interesting. Where do I search for my e-waste? Oh, that's at someone else. Never mind. Yeah.
Why do I search for e-waste? My back room.
Yeah. Too much of it comes through the front door, man. A chap brought in a couple of scanners today and was just like, these are waste. They're going in the bin. Do you want them? And I'm just like, no. Thank you for the offer, but no, I do not want them, sir. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Mac Mini that was in the thumbnail, and that's the power brick for it.
Does it work?
Good question. Should we turn it on?
I am most interested in this out of this assortment of stuff.
Very well.
Because
let's turn on the Mac Mini.
My knowledge of Mac stuff is basically a case of if someone else was paying, sure.
Yes. Yeah. All right. I
would also never ever advise someone to actually spend money on one.
Yeah. Well, again, back in the mid-noughties, Macs were a compelling option. Like, for example...
I also wasn't advising people on computers in 2004.
Yes, yeah. But, like, when I got on the Mac bandwagon in the mid-noughties, do you want to plug that into one of the clovers down the bottom there? I bought a PowerBook G4, and it cost me, I think, £1,800 because they've always
in
cost
2004.
Yeah, they've always been about that price for the top spec models. It's always cost about that much. Yeah, the MacBook the MacBook Pro has never actually changed in price that much. The difference is what else was available that was competitive with it. Now, performance-wise. Nah, but the thing about it was back then, a high-spec laptop with discrete graphics, a high-quality display, an aluminium chassis, a backlit keyboard. The backlit keyboard was black magic. Monitors didn't have backlights back then, let alone your keyboard. They did, but you get what I mean.
I was just kind of thinking, what dark age
the design, the trackpad, all of that in something that was an inch thick as well, because other laptops were bigger bricks as well. All of that. There was nothing else like it on the market. So you're damn right it was worth £1,800. The problem these days is that there's half a dozen other laptops that can go toe to toe with the top class MacBook Pros. I mean, the 2021 M1 Max and Pro ones are kind of that's changed it up a bit, but that's another discussion. However, up until very recently, Apple has had this problem where they've still been riding on those coattails of being nothing else like it on the market, except actually there are lots of competitors for them now that are actually more compelling and more versatile. So yeah, but it was a very interesting time to be into Apples. I'm going to grab a HDMI adapter for that.
The one thing I do recall about that period, about people talking about Macs, is the networking actually working.
Yes, and also just again, like this was a basic computer, gigabit Ethernet auto sensing port that could automatically sense a crossover cable. It wasn't when did a standard home Windows laptop get gigabit Ethernet as standard? Not until the 10s minimum.
I don't know.
I would wager you can probably still buy some today that aren't gigabit.
I would say far too recent. Too recently.
Yeah, and this is a basic Mac from 2005 and had gigabit Ethernet, and more to the point, I don't think the iBook had 10100, I think, but obviously the PowerBook G4 that had gigabit Ethernet from 2003, maybe 2004.
Yeah.
I don't know if the aluminium one, because the aluminium titanium aluminium unibody. Yeah, the aluminium one, which is what I had, did. Apple people in the chat, PowerBook G4 titanium, 10100 or gigabit Ethernet. Because the PowerBook G4 titanium, that would have been 2002, 2003. And I think that might have had gigabit Ethernet.
Yeah.
Right. HDMI.
Oh, you want that one?
Yep. Doo-doo.
Do we need a special Apple blessed keyboard for it to work?
No, we do not.
However, here is one of 4 I prepared earlier.
I was going to say, actually, I did find one. Oh, I tell you what.
You had the blue one with the puck.
I'll get the puck mouse. Yeah.
You also is the red one the same age as the blue one?
Same era, probably a year out or so.
Yeah. Okay.
However, I don't have a puck mouse with the red keyboard.
That is so Y2K, isn't it?
Yeah. Who was in here? I was having a conversation with someone the other day about the iMac G3s, and they were just like, oh, they were super Y2K, and I'm just like, yeah, I got 2 of them in the shop. Looking for a good home for them. I'm serious. If you're in range of the shop and you can give a good home to an iMac G3, then contact me on Discord. I have 2 of them. I'm not doing anything with them. Don't be a magpie. If you're not going to do anything with it, don't come and get it. But if you actually are interested in vintage Macs, I have 2 iMac G3s. I would love for someone who would actually put it to use or do something with it to come and pick one up. But yeah, I'm not posting it. Don't ask me to. Mainly because I have someone. I would send the pink one to Germany to you know who. I don't know if they want to be named or not. But we both of us know that it wouldn't survive the shipping.
You'll have to give it to George.
What's he going to do? Hold it on his lap on the train? You know, put it under his coat. I'm pregnant. You know, it's just. We'll have the cooling fan blow into the mic. That'll work out. Right. Okay. Just don't sell it to Postal. I don't know if Postal will be interested in it, to be honest. That it's big, heavy, and takes up a lot of space. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, this probably still has user data on it. So I'm going to go studio mode, and I'm going to switch that over to capture so we can see what comes up on the Mac.
So does the power button on the keyboard work even if it's fully off?
This one won't. Not on this one. That would only work on a G3. So we'll need to use the actual power button.
Oh,
here.
is this keyboard older than that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, these are not period to each other.
Oh.
This is G3 era. This is G4 era when they went aluminium.
I thought they were just different models of the range.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Right, what we are hooked into the AliExpress card at the moment, so okay, right, let's just turn that on and see what it does. Is
it gonna go boing?
Alright, I'm going to where the hell is switch? I can't remember. Fade? Nope. I'm in studio mode. I can't remember how you transition in studio mode because I never actually use it.
Is it the transition button in the top in the middle between the 2?
Oh, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Good. Okay, so what we can do... Right, let's do that. Let's do that. Right, and if it comes up with user data, I'm going to switch away from it very quickly, basically.
I presume it's not doing anything because it's using 0.9 watts.
Yeah. Oh, if this doesn't work, that's going to be extremely disappointing. Have you pressed the power button?
Yes.
Hey! That probably just deafened everyone in the chat. It's making mechanical noises. Hey!
So is this going to be Mac OS X?
This is Mac OS 10, yes. Yeah, it's not, that's not System 9. So yeah, it's got a 40 gigabyte parallel ATA 2.5-inch hard drive in it. So we're probably gonna take a couple of minutes for it to boot up.
I remember you swapping your Mac when you had one from a hard drive to an SSD and going, it still takes 5 minutes to boot.
Macs have never been fast to start up. Right, I'm going to switch off just in case. Macs have never been quick to start up just because they're designed to be left running all the time. So, right, I'm just going to full screen that a sec. Terminal, do not delete. Oh, blimey, yeah. That doesn't... Okay, that looks fine. I think
it's in the wrong colour mode. Or something. Oh, no, You've got Skype.
Oh, yeah, Skype has just opened. However, if we quit Skype... Come on. Quit Skype. Skype beta. Oh, I should have checked what version of Skype that was before I quit it. Right. We've got a name there, but that doesn't mean anything. Just Chris owns this computer. No, Chris doesn't mean anything.
Apparently it's 3 a.m.
Adium. Oh, okay. Right, hang on a sec. I just need to look for customer data first, just to see if there's anything like super... Okay, we've got a couple of first names. Do we care about first names? Not really.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because if you start adding lots of them together, it starts becoming identifiable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's actually much here other than just a couple of names. If I can change the... if I can quickly change some usernames here...
So, in theory...
Because that means we can just have a quick look through this, because it's a little window into the past.
So which version of OS 10 is this?
Let's change...
Wrong keyboard.
Yeah. We just change that to there. We've only got one name. Is that close enough, or are we just going to have to make a new user account?
We might as well just make a new user anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I know this isn't terribly exciting, people. I'm just trying to... I want to try and do something that's interesting to look at, but also isn't just showing off customer information, because I'm not going to be that guy. Fine. Okay, right. Let me just switch up to face cam, just so... whoops.
Oh, hello.
That's the wrong one. Right, that.
Hi.
Cam link. Right. That. Then that, just so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I don't know the password. Oh, the password is blank. There we go. If you ever come up against a password, the first thing you do is you press enter because it might be blank.
Oh, no.
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, no.
It's amazing when you do something automatic like that and you're like,
oh,
right.
No.
Okay, right. Let's just make user, password. I'm going to type that again because I think I fat fingered it. There we go. Allow users to administer this computer. The problem is I think we've taken off anything that might be interesting about this by the time we do this. I guess we could look through the apps and just look at what versions of apps are there and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, we're nearly there though. Great password on that Mac. Yeah, someone's going to hack into this mid-stream. Doesn't even have an internet connection. It's already been hacked.
Does it have wireless?
It should have Wi-Fi. We'll check in a sec. Let me get this. Let me get onto this. Right, I need to switch. Log out. And we log in as the new user account I've just made. Delete the other user's profile, and then we should be safe. Obviously, to do a proper sanitization, we want to nuke the hard drive. But this will give us something that's good enough to mess about with on stream. I've just spotted another bit as well. I've just seen a full name. Yeah, this is the problem with doing stuff like this live. Is it's kind of cool, but also it's just like I don't want to be that guy that just blasts out personal information on the internet.
But what is anyone going to see from here from a new user?
Well, I just spotted. I'll show you what I'm just going to quickly change. the actual name of the computer, which is used for like the share name on networking and stuff like that, actually has the former user's first name and surname on it. That's a classic one. Right, sharing. There we go. It actually says so-and-so's Mac Mini. Let's just delete that. There we go. That is changed. Now I just need to remove the old user account.
Is that not going to take the apps and stuff with it?
No, just the user data. So yeah, and there was basically no user data. Like we saw a Dwarf Fortress folder and stuff like that. So it looks like they were playing, like what version of Dwarf Fortress would that have been? I don't know. But right, let's delete that. And there's another user account that's just called No One. However, because that literally doesn't have a name on it, we're pretty good. Right, do you want to delete this user account? Delete immediately. Okay, right, I think I can probably get away with doing things.
So it's deleting 18 gigabytes of disk.
Oh, yeah. Could be music and stuff like that. Right, let's put that over to there and that to there. All right. Why wouldn't somebody wipe the hard drive? Because they don't know how to. Like the former owner of this computer has probably just dragged it out of the attic and been like, this was in the attic. I don't want to throw it out because it's got our old data on it, but I don't know how to erase it. To which I would reply, sure, leave it with me. I will dispose of it responsibly.
Yeah.
You know, so.
18 gigs of 2005 cat videos.
Right. I'm G3 iMac mouse. Yes, indeed. Puck mouse life. Right. I have not been following
really
things.
the default mouse that they sold the G3 with the G3?
Yeah. Yep. The puck mouse.
Because it looks horrifying to actually use.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a bad mouse, and it looks like it's bad for a rollerball.
Yeah. But it's got a two-tone thing in it. I can clean the fluff out of it. Oh, this one's actually clean. I did actually do a lot. I did actually clean this up fairly well. Been dropped, but yeah. It's cool, man. I don't know. Apple USB mouse with the weird effect on the bottom of it. So yeah. But yes, this was called the puck mouse, and yeah, it's you hold it with the edges of your fingers, and you don't. It doesn't support your hand or anything. It's, I don't know. I've never tried to daily one of these.
Is it too old?
No, you could use this on a modern computer. I could plug this.
No. I meant for you to have tried to have dailied it.
Yeah, because by the time I got into Macs, the next version of not the Magic Mouse, but you see that white keyboard over there.
It was the white one with the fuzzy ball in it.
I think it was called the Pro Mouse was the next one, which was just a clear, a white mouse with a clear polycarbonate shell over the top of it, and the entire body clicks down.
Yeah.
And it was much more comfortable to hold, but it was also a pain in the ass because you literally had to grip the edges of it, and you couldn't rest your hand on it because the entire hecking mouse clicked.
Oh wait.
I think I'd actually rather have a puck mouse than one of those, because at least the puck mouse had a literal button on it. Yeah. How are we doing on this hacking
I sometimes wonder.
Oh, I just realized. Oh, bloody. This is the problem with being on preview mode, is that we were not showing what I thought we were showing. Doesn't matter. Let me see if this thing is done yet.
It makes you wonder if the people working in Apple hardware design are actually required to use the mouse that they design.
I think it might have died. It's still on, yeah, because we've got thing. We've just lost display output.
Well, okay.
It might also just be running super slow. I'm just deliberating how long to stay with this. It might just be slow to what if I Control Shift Escape? Can't remember. Nope, let's just try reinitializing the capture card again. Are you coming back?
back to life.
No, I think it's hanging, deleting the data.
How do you option click if you have one hand?
You don't. So this is a popular. This is an interesting thing about old versions of macOS is no right click kind of thing. On old versions of macOS and even up to even up to early macOS 10, you and definitely less so on modern Macs, but certainly on historical Macs, you don't need to right click. That's the thing. You don't use the context menu. You use the menus in the top left of the screen for everything. That was the thing about Macs is people were just like, oh, how do you right click? It's just like, you don't.
But wasn't the option? But wasn't the only way to force quit through the option menu? So if something actually crashed.
Is this thing? I think this thing might have actually just straight up died.
Your data has been securely erased by hardware failure.
Yes. It chimed, but I've lost display output. I'll just try replugging the HDMI. What do you say to that? I might try replugging the capture card as well in a sec. USB video. Yeah, that's on correct. One more time. Come on.
Oh dear.
Yeah. No, we've lost it. Oh well. It's rebuilding profile for the new user. Well, it's not anymore because it's not booted up. It did post. There's obviously, it's probably an issue with the capture. If we hooked up just straight up to a monitor, we might have display output, but we're not getting anything from the capture. So yeah. I'm losing interest in this just because I don't want to spend time diagnosing this now. The only other option that we would have been doing with this on stream is to actually take it apart, which we could do.
Is it easy to pop it apart?
It's not rocket science.
Pull this out.
Yeah, if you're interested in seeing inside, yep, we can open it up. Let's open it up and have a look. So, yeah, right. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do any diagnostics on the software right now because I
don't care that much.
Yeah, and it especially because we're stuck on a black screen. And also, you guys didn't even see anything apart from the initial startup when I was just like, no, I'm switching away because customer data. You guys kind of didn't see any of that, which is a bit boring. I'm going to give you guys something to look at now. Again, I'd love to show you stuff, but because of customer data, it's really hard to show software stuff for a computer that's not yours. So, yeah. Right. Okay, let's move this off the bench. And I will show you how to open up a Mac Mini.
Does the base slide out? No, can't go that way. Do you have to pry at it?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a pry job, this one is. Let's go to about there, I think. All right, so what we do... Need that, and that.
Oh no, it was the time machine that you did the video on where the base like twisted.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
180 degrees or
the
something.
modern Mac Minis were like have the bottom bit that twists off. However, this one basically all the plastic that you see there comes out, and the top bit just lifts away. But there's a million clips. So yes, spatula is what we need. I don't have a spatula to hand. However, I have got my metal prying tools. And these boys will get anything out. So we're just going to dig down the sides there. Whoops. And this is the point where I start doing my best lockpicking lawyer impressions. Little click on 1. Nothing on 3. Not sure what's holding us up right now. All right, that's that side. Let's try the other bank. I can't do an American accent. Right, I need more prying tools. Oh, I thought there was another one over here. There is not. There is cider though. I'm going to grab that while I'm over here.
There's no immediately visible prying tool over there either.
I've just spotted where a third one is. There's 4 of these metal prying tools in the shop.
I was also seeing if I could see a razor blade.
Razor blade won't help here. You need a lot of prying force.
I was just wondering if you could stick it in where that one was.
Oh right, yeah.
To release that one.
Yes, that would work. Yeah. So we could do that. A big old palette knife is what you actually need here, but I don't actually have a palette knife. Painter's knife might do it. Actually, I've got some of those. But either way, this will work. And also, like if this was actually a modern computer that I particularly cared about, I might be a bit more cautious because I may leave marks on the aluminium because aluminium is very soft. But I don't particularly care. There we go. Now we're cruising. Use a spudger in Big Clive's tone of voice. I shall use the spudger. What was that? I can't impersonate people. No. Also, Big Clive is kind of... Is he Scottish? Yes, he is, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if he is.
He definitely has a northern twang, and I infamously can't...
I don't know if he is Scottish or if he is Manx.
Yeah, he kind of spends time in a lot of those areas. Glasgow.
Yeah.
Glasgow. No, I can't do it.
How about stopping?
I keep trying and just going.
Just stopping?
Nope, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Big Clive. So we have released all the clips. Whoppa! So this is a little Tetris cube. So I'll put this at various angles so you guys can see. Hang on a second. I'm going to put that over there. So what we've got here, we've got the DVD drive on top. So this is a combo drive, which is a DVD reader, CD rewriter. Then the super drive is the DVD RW. And of course, these are slot loading. What's this? A Machita? I'm not sure, actually. I think it's a Machita. Oh yeah, Minamigata? I don't know. Oh, Panasonic. There you go. It's a Panasonic. Fair enough. Apple used a lot of Machita drives. But yeah, this one's a Panasonic. So we've got the combo drive on top. He lives on the Isle of Man. But yeah.
I don't know if he's actually from Isle of Man, which was,
Yeah. Although actually, no, I don't know if he originates from there, because that's where... I don't know. It's his private life. That's his life. Single DIMM slot here. That's going to be DDR1? Whoops, that was already open, I think. Have a look at that. What's that?
This is DDR400.
Yeah, there you go. DDR1 400. I'm impressed it's got 400 in it, actually.
Nanya.
Yeah, Nanya is a very common brand for Macs. The modern ones use Nanya. So yeah, that's quite common. They obviously had a big partnership with them for that. I thought this.
How modern are the modern ones?
Certainly up to MacBook Pro unibodies, so pre-Retina. So up to 2012.
So up to DDR3.
Yes.
Because I, as far as I was aware, the only manufacturers of DDR4 were SK Hynix, Micron, and Samsung.
Yeah. So possibly Nanya chips might show up in Retinas. I've never looked now, I think about it. But yeah, certainly the Nanya label there, very common all the way up to the DDR3 Macs. Yeah. So yeah, I half expected it to be DDR333. That was the next speed down, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah. So yes, we got a little speaker on the front.
Was that actual speaker?
Yes,
speaker,
that is an actual speaker. So multimedia multimedia speaker.
That's the word.
Yeah. So obviously this was great because obviously this isn't going to blow your world. However, it meant that you could put these on a desk with a monitor and you could listen to a YouTube video or something like that. You had desktop multimedia audio.
You at the very least had the bongs and the beeps and stuff as well.
Precisely, yeah. So, if you wanted to listen to music and stuff, it's not going to be great. But it gave you that. It meant that if you were putting it on just an office desk, they would have sound. So, yeah. RTC battery there. Front light and IR sensor. All the Macs from this era do have an IR sensor, so you could use an IR remote. The camera's on my face, so sorry about that. Let's move this down a bit. There we go. You could get an IR remote for these and you could control iTunes and multimedia with that. Optional extra. I did have one for my PowerBook G4 at one point.
Could you also print to it?
You couldn't print to the Mac Mini. You could print from the Mac Mini, though. I don't know if it counted as a full IR port or whether it was just for the Apple remote. I think it might have been just for the Apple remote. But then it's entirely possible that the community might have hacked into that because it probably is just literally and just an IR blaster port. So if someone actually hooked into it, you could probably do it. Let's see. Right, I think that's everything that's really visible from the top. You can see the top of the cooling fan there. So to actually start opening this up now, we've got to take some screws out. So we've got to first the DVD drive comes off. So there's the electric boy. Can I get the electric boy in there? No. Whoop. So we've got screws down here. I love taking apart old Macs that I haven't taken apart for like over a decade because I remember when these things were current and I was actually taking these apart to replace or upgrade hard drives in them. So that comes off. What could this be used for in today's world? Nothing. I guess a word processor. That's the problem with old...
Do you need to unscrew it from the board?
Yes, I thought there was a screw under there that needed to come out, which is why I was trying to take this off first, but I think I'm actually wrong. And I think it is actually 3 screws to take off this surround. Yes, that is correct. So, yeah, let's take these off. So these guys need to come out. I guess you could word process on these days. Part of me wants to actually try and get this thing up into a working state. Right, so now that entire middle assembly comes off. And there's some wires that need to pull aside. Just free those. There we go, right. So the assembly we've just removed now has got the DVD drive, there's the hard drive, and those both plug into this back plane here, which goes down onto the board. And we've got the cooling fan there as well, and the speaker. And that's just all comes off as a single unit.
Where did the air come from for the fan, though?
It comes from sort of underneath here, and the idea is it pulls across from the sides because the bottom, as you can see, is vented around. So the idea is it draws air in from all around the edges across the surface of the board, and it gets drawn up into here, blown out across the CPU and out the back. Obviously, by modern airflow standards, that's atrocious, but that's kind of par for the course for a laptop, and this basically is a laptop CPU to all intent and purpose. This is basically an iBook G4, pretty much. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's there. So at that point now we could take out the hard drive, parallel ATA hard drive, 44-pin IDE. That's that. So then we've got logic board. What's that? Hynix cache maybe. Down here, something's. I think that's where. Oh, that's the dial-up modem. I don't know what that is. I didn't have anything plugged into it, did it? That will go there. We're missing the airport card. I think the airport card would plug in there. Or airport and Bluetooth. Yeah, this is missing the airport card unless I'm mistaken. I think that would go there. So it didn't have wireless. But yeah, it did have the dial-up modem, which is very odd. But then this could have been, at some point, this could have belonged to some old dear who didn't have broadband. So yeah. Good luck finding IDE drives today. Well, I was talking to a friend the other day who was doing up. They were refurbing something. I think it might have been an older iMac. Yeah, they were refurbing an iMac G4, which, you know what, just for people who haven't seen one, I'm going to go and grab my iMac G4.
It's incredible when to me looking at this and kind of looking and going, it's very small. It's very compact and together.
For its day, yeah.
Everything, and just kind of everything just being in one tiny box. It's impressive given that that's the comparison.
Back in the day, the nearest PC equivalent to this would have had one of those miserable VIA 800 megahertz or Cyrix C3 or something like that. ITX, Nano ITX had just about come out, and not long after this, we did start seeing Nano ITX boards with desktop CPU sockets on them, but it was still very, very new. If you could build up a Windows computer that was in the same class as this, but it was an awful lot of work. The fact that this was a production computer that you could buy off the shelf for, I think the base model, the 1.25 gigahertz base model with no optional extras was $350, $380, something like that. Incredibly affordable. Didn't come with a mouse and keyboard or anything like that. Everything was an optional extra. It was just the box. That's all you're buying, just the lunch box. But still, it was a Mac, and the base model was £400 or less, and the top spec model was $450 maybe, if you wanted to deck it out. But yeah, this is the iMac G4, famous for this screen that it pivots, and if you push it forward, it maintains the screen angle, which, again, actually quite a simple mechanism, but a very elegant design. This is why a lot of people were into Macs, because this is what they were making, man. There was nothing like this back in the day. They were so cool. So, yeah. At any rate, yeah, so one of my friends was doing up one of these, and he was going to put in a compact flash to IDE adapter setup in order to get an SSD. And I said, that will probably work. You just need to pick your compact flash card very carefully so it doesn't just get shredded by a desktop operating system.
That's cool.
So I need to actually get back to him and say, hey, did you do that? How did it go? Basically. mSATA 128 gig. Can you do mSATA to IDE? Can that be done? Because again, this is going to be 40 pin parallel ATA. That's what we need to adapt to. But I think you could do that. Yeah. So yeah.
So were these faster than the Mac Minis?
These, I think the top spec, the last generation of the iMac G4 went up to 1.2 gigahertz, if my memory serves me. I think there might have been a 1.4. But that would have been like, there was a Halo like 20-inch one that was like, out here kind of thing. And I think there might have been a 1.4 version of that. I think the highest common ones were 1.2. This is probably an 800 megahertz one, maybe 1 gigahertz. However, I think the upper spec ones of these, I think they had the Velocity Engine G4 in them. So again, although the clock speed was lower, it would have had more. It would have had the level 3 cache. Some of them might have the level 3 cache as well, or more L2 cache. I forget which. So again, maybe lesser clock speed, but was probably faster in real life. Also, the fact that this has a 3.5-inch hard drive in it would have made it feel faster as well.
True.
Actual processing power, difficult to tell. Obviously, though, also this thing is period 2001, maybe 2002. So the Mac Mini's got a couple of years ahead of it. So that it probably balances out in the real world. It's really difficult. 1.5 gigahertz stealth upgrade. You've got one. Oh, rad! I didn't know there was a 1.5. I'm gonna leave that there.
For the
For the iMac, yeah. I didn't know 1.5 gig ones existed. That's very interesting. So yeah,
I feel like
and SATA caddy with 40 pin. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind because, as I say, I've also got another one of these iMacs actually came in today in original box.
Really? Good lord!
I'll go and get it. I'll go and get it.
That's cool.
This wasn't supposed to be an Apple stream, however, original box. 700 megahertz PowerPC G4, 256K on-chip level 2 cache.
Does it actually tell you that on the box?
Yeah, that was a selling point at the time.
Interesting. But it's so interesting to see how these specifications are on the box.
Yeah.
But then you look at the specification of the new MacBook Pro, and it will just say, like, MacBook Pro 2.6.
Yeah, the M1...
It won't say what 2.6 is.
Yeah, and, like, the M1 chip is just a black box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we get the...
Hold on.
I was not prepared for this. It's upside down. Oh, well. Hang on a minute. I can fix this. Transform, rotate 180 degrees. Bam.
There you go.
There you go. So 700 megahertz PowerPC G4, 256K thing, 40 gig Ultra ATA hard drive. Then what's that next one? 12 by 8 by 32 speed. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's a combo drive, and obviously, yeah. So what's that? 12 DVD read. 8 CD write, 32
CD read.
CD read, yeah. Combo drive, 15-inch viewable active matrix LCD display with easy height, tilt, and swivel adjustment.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. It's very easy to adjust.
GeForce 2 MX, thank you very much. 32 gigs of DDR video memory, built-in dial-up, 10100 for DSL and cable modems. Ready for airport wireless network. So it doesn't have the Wi-Fi card in it, but there is a slot on the bottom for it, and 2 400 meg FireWire ports. Does this have the speakers in it?
Oh, what, the little silver balls?
Yeah. Ugh. I hope people are finding this interesting because I'm just like, this is what we're doing now.
I'm finding it fascinating, and I don't care.
Fair enough. As like. I always say with streams, if the presenters are having a good time, it's an interesting stream.
Oh, eyesight camera.
Eyesight. What? I haven't seen one of these. It's the FireWire eyesight camera, man.
Oh wait, they were metal.
Yeah.
I thought they were just the plastic.
No, I don't think I've actually seen one of these outside of an Apple store.
Wow. But just the again, look, it's got specifications printed on there.
Yeah.
What's it telling you about the viewing angle?
Yeah. What is it, a Carl Zeiss?
No. Well, no, it doesn't say that, but it says it's an f2.8 autofocus.
Yeah.
And it says it's got a 54.3 degree viewing angle. That's super narrow, isn't it?
For a webcam, that's garbage.
But also, I'd imagine it would be, obviously, they'd be doing that, and they'd be expecting you to sit.
I wonder if you could get that running on a modern computer. And I wonder... It looks like it, somehow. But then it's probably 640 by 480. Maybe 800 by 600 at best. So even though... but then on the other hand, I don't know. I'm curious. There's the next mouse up. So that's the one I was referring to. There's the Pro mouse. So the Pro Mouse, as you can see, the polycarbonate shell. Privacy. Yeah.
But I just like the fact though that it's like titanium white.
Yeah.
It's just like
bam. Yeah. So there's the Pro Mouse. So the entire top bit clicks, and you have to hold it by these bits at the side. So you held it like that and clicked.
I thought that was a good idea.
And this adjuster on the bottom is the click weight. You can adjust how heavy the click is in steps. Optical now, obviously, which is what made it the Pro Mouse. Wow, that cable, that can't be original. No, that's not original. No. That's boring. That keyboard.
That's a bit yellow.
Yeah, that's seen some sun, hasn't it? That's seen a lot of sun. So yeah, that's kind of a lost cause.
This is the same age as that, or is this a generation older?
Ooh, that's a generation older. However, but we went from that to this, and then that one over there is the same, and then there was another white polycarbonate one that had kind of sharper edges. They dropped the round sweeping curves and went more for sharper edges. And then after that, then they went on to the aluminium one. So there was one more after this before they went aluminium. No speakers in here. That's a shame. That would have been... I would have been very excited. Unless they're underneath. Do you just want to check if there's anything in that polystyrene under the iMac leaflet there? No. Hang on. Does this come apart? That's a very bulky amount of polystyrene, but I think it's just for the shape of the computer. No speakers, unfortunately. But yeah, another iMac. At any rate, yeah. So this came in earlier on today. The customer said they were bringing it in. This is mine to keep on the condition that I erase the data. I need to do recovery on it as well, because they don't know if they have any old photos on it. So I need to do data recovery. That looks fascinating. Let's get the...
Transfer video from a DV camera. Connect an Apple iPod or external hard disk or other FireWire device.
Yeah. Look how white and shiny it is in the pictures.
Oh, is that the VGA output?
Yes, that's the mini VGA output. Yeah.
Wait, connect to an external monitor for video mirroring using the Apple VGA adapter, available separately.
Of course. For about £25, 30 US, thank you very much.
Apple Pro speaker mini jack. Huh.
Yes.
They used a different port. They didn't use the headphone one.
Correct. Because that jack, I don't know the tech details on it, but there was no power to the speakers, so it was obviously it was obviously.
Also, it was a powered port.
Yeah. The speakers. I don't think the speakers contained a built-in amplifier, but they were reasonably heavy. But it was more than just a headphone jack. I think it was just a beefed-up headphone jack. Could be wrong. Someone in the chat might know more about what that port is or does, but it was weird. I think you could plug a 3.5mm jack into it as well, so you could plug in regular speakers, but it had an extra contact ring around it that powered the little globe speakers somehow. Can't remember how, but it existed. This FireWire eyesight camera, that's a really big find.
I didn't realise that OS X looked like that. I thought this was the System 9 design.
No, this is probably Jaguar, which is like I think this is Jaguar, which will be 10.2 maybe. Probably 10.2, and it looked very simple. You can see the system. You can see where it came from, System 9. However, the way you navigate macOS 10, I often say OS X or macOS. People do slate me is Mac OS 10, but that's a mouthful. However, macOS 10. You navigated it in a fundamentally different way to System 9. With System 9, everything was off of the menus, literally everything.
Whereas, so it was more Windows-esque?
Yeah, and System 9... Did System 9 have a dock? It didn't, did it? The dock was new to Mac OS X. I never used System 9. That was before my time.
Were there actually 10 versions? Have there actually been 10 systems?
I believe so, because...
So there was a System 1, a System 2, a System 3.
Because also, I can't remember, but I think there might have... System 9... I have seen System 9 and OS 9, and I'm not sure if they're the same thing or not. Because again, before my time. Yeah. Again, before my time. Yeah, no docking classic. Yeah, I thought so. So the dock was a fairly big deal. Yeah.
What am I going to do with 1,000 songs in my pocket? When am I going to have time to listen to all that?
Yeah. Does anyone know what's an iSight camera worth? Do they even still exist? Because yeah, this thing was a big deal at the time. This was a very, very, very fancy camera for its day, and I want to see if I can make this work on something. But it's FireWire 400, man. Good luck with that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And so yeah, this has got this horrible plastic vertical mount to make it so you stick it to the back of the thing and it would peer over the top of the screen.
Oh, it's the Mummy.
Yes, it is, isn't it? You could watch DVDs on your computer, Caradog. Imagine that. That was probably the blockbuster movie of the time, I guess, wasn't it? Yeah. The dock came from Next Step. Yeah. Try the iSight out. We've got 3 Macs. Yes, I'm not going to set them up now. The again, customer data. If I had turned these on in advance and made blank user accounts on them, I would definitely do that. However, we're going to lose a lot of time just sanitizing them to a state where I can show them on camera.
Oh, interesting.
Which is why we've stopped working on the Mac Mini, because we're going to lose a lot of time just getting that fit to show. I would love to show it off because I think these things are time machines to the past, which is why this is such an interesting thing. But yeah, what are you looking at?
Safari didn't exist.
Nope.
It was Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
As in.
Yeah, Microsoft Internet Explorer. Apple didn't have. Safari was surprisingly late. Somewhat. When did Safari come out? Someone look that up.
When did Sherlock stop being a thing? Because I'm looking at that and I'm like, how we've gone full circle.
Oh, Sherlock, bloody hell! What was that? The search engine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how we've gone full circle.
Hmm.
Because what's the search box on Windows 10 and 11? It's doing this.
Well, yes, yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah, because Sherlock, obviously, this was a contextual search, which would show you what it is you're looking for. With relevance as well. The relevance bar is kind of cool, I think. I remember that relevance bar being a thing because it showed you, because it actually added context to a result to tell you whether it was a case of we're showing you this result because the keyword appeared once in a 1,000-page document, not very relevant. Or if the search term was in the file name, obviously that's extremely relevant.
iDisk.
iDisk and iTools. This was the birth. This was the birth of iCloud. There was, I forget what it's called, man. I've forgotten so much. Of this stuff. It was the iDisk and iTools. Then there was .mac or .me, and then that got scrapped to make way for iCloud. So came in with 10.3. Oh, reason. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
2003. Yeah.
This is saying about iTools allowing you to create your own Mac.com email address. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, iDisk, cloud storage in 2002. course, it was very limited in use because your upstream data connection was maybe 100 kilobits. So, but it was good for So it was good for documents. You just couldn't put any mass storage on there.
It's showing you moving a 9.3 megabyte movie trailer and shifting 5 megabytes in 5 seconds to your cloud storage.
Sure. I'm guessing they had their Ethernet cable plugged into the server for that screenshot. Who the heck, like, so that would be that's 1 megabyte per second upload. Who had 1 megabyte per second upload back then? A lot of people don't have 1 megabyte per second in 2022. Very cool. Right. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this stuff. I want to do stuff with this at some point. As I said, I knew that this thing was coming in. I didn't realize there would be so much original stuff with it. I expected her just to bring in an iMac like the one that I had there. I expected just to bring in that and go, and that would be it. But yeah, I wasn't expecting an original box with a heckin' eyesight camera, original manual in pretty good condition as well in the works. But yes, at some point this will appear in a video. I did an iMac G4 video. There's a very early iMac G4 video on the channel. It's one of the very early videos, possibly in the first 10 of the Let's Fix computers. And I think I replaced a hard drive in that. But yeah, this will be a very fascinating callback to that as I take these two apart and try and build up the best I can out of the parts available.
Oh, this is showing an update to 10.1.1.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, and I think I can't remember the code names. I can't remember if Jaguar was 10.1 or 10.2. So yeah, Tiger was 10.4, I think. I forget what 10.3 is because 10.3.9 was a very significant version of macOS. It was a very long-running version. So yeah, 10.3.9 was very significant, and then 10.4 was a new one that dropped some support for older stuff. Because around 2007 maybe, I was working at a public school. I was working at a public school, not a private school, because you'll shout at me if I call it a private school.
We're not American!
Yeah. I was working at a public school that had a Mac network, and they had iMac G3s, eMac G4s as the main computers that were all running 10.3.9, and a Mac server, iServe? Was it the iServe, the Apple server? G5, running macOS server. Most people don't have 1 meg per second. Yeah, 1 megabyte upstream, so that would be 10 meg. Anyway, Tiger was 10.4. Panther, that was 10.3. Yep, thanks, Captain Kipper.
Your iMac is set to use Mac OS X. Most applications made for Mac OS 9 will work in the Mac OS X classic environment.
Yeah.
Just open the application as you normally would. You can also start up your computer using Mac OS 9.
Yeah.
Wait, what? It had both on there?
Yeah. So how it worked is you had macOS 10 as your main. You also had in the root of a macOS startup disk, you have the users folder, the library folder, and the system folder. The system folder has the actual operating system in it. The library is all of just the assets for the system, built-in apps and stuff like that. And on older ones, you would also have an OS 9 folder, or was it Classic folder? I think it was labeled OS 9, and it was known as the Classic folder, and that had the Mac OS 9
select
system
the
files
Mac OS 9 folder as your startup disk.
Yeah.
If the icons are dimmed, click the padlock icon and enter the password you chose when you first set up Mac OS 10.
So they were native dual boot to OS 9 or Mac OS 10. And if you're in Mac OS 10 and you started an OS 9 application, it would automatically launch a OS 9 virtual machine inside of Mac OS 10. And that could either run inside of a window, or the app could appear as a windowed app in Mac OS 10, transparent, which is considered to be black magic with virtual machines these days.
Oh, like fireworks. Not fireworks. Hell, what was the virtualization software later on for Macs? It was
VMware and
Fusion?
VMware Fusion for macOS, and also Parallels was a very common one as well. However, the native classic mode was incredible. And what this allowed Apple to do was, when macOS 10 came out, they didn't have to do any backwards compatibility. They literally just axed the entire legacy system out because they had this emulation mode, or this virtual machine mode, which would do all of the legacy support for them, which meant they could, unlike poor Microsoft, who was still, when was 16-bit support axed out of Windows, It
isn't.
There you go then, yeah. My point exactly.
Oh, actually, no. I think it
dropped in
Windows
7.
In Windows 8.
Yeah, or Windows 8, around that time. Either way, pretty damn recently for 16-bit. macOS, however, they could literally axe the entire legacy code base out of macOS 10 because they had classic mode, and it worked. Again, when I was working in this school, there were a lot of games and apps that booted in classic mode, and it was seamless. Never had a problem with it. It was completely seamless. And yes, 10.4 axed it. Oh yes, that was one of the reasons why 10.3.9 was a big deal, because it was the last version that supported classic mode. Yeah, you're right. Yes. I can't boot my OS 9 partition. Yeah, there were times where it could be broken. I don't recall how to fix or tweak it.
So if I had a 10.1 installer drive, media, it would also have OS 9 on there.
I can't remember.
Or did it only happen initially from the factory kind of thing?
It probably depends what you have. If your 10.1 disc was actually the restore CD that came with the computer, it would have that on there. But if you had, I don't know. Yeah, no, retail versions of macOS 10 must have existed for people upgrading old computers. Because you could upgrade you could upgrade OS 9 systems to macOS 10, so that existed. If you had a retail copy of macOS 10, might not be on there. However, if you had, for the most part, people had the original restore CDs that came with the computer, and that would probably have both on them. So yeah, OS 9 was an optional install. That rings a bell. Yeah, that rings a bell. Again, I'm going off memories here. It's been a very long time since I've done any of this stuff.
They told you how to add in memory and how to add in the airport card.
There's the airport card in the memory slot on the bottom.
Excuse me, Apple?
Yeah, so...
You were telling me that I could unscrew the computer I bought from you?
Yep. Can we... hang on a sec. How do we do this? If I go... Whoop. Hello! Let's try that. So here's this one. 4 screws on the bottom. Someone's going to steal my serial number. Oh, this is a 1 gigahertz 256 model. There we go. 80 gigabyte hard drive. Thank you very much. There we go. So there's our airport card slot, which is essentially... I can't remember if it's PC card or PCMCIA. It's one or the others in a custom connector. And that's the Wi-Fi antenna. So you put in your airport card, plug in the Wi-Fi antenna, and there is a SODIMM slot. The iMac G4 is really weird. Inside this thing, it has a full-size DIMM slot. However, the optional one is a SODIMM slot. So it has The full memory complement for this is a full-length module and a SODIMM module. Yep, absolutely bizarre. So, oh wow, that's a 512 module. Fascinating. Yeah, this thing has had work done on it. I don't think I've ever had this one open before.
Oh, that's your...
Yeah, this is my one. This isn't the one. I've put the other one back in the box.
there's a little rubber...
Yeah,
bit there as
so
well.
that's
Oh, that's cool.
that's obviously just a weight support thing. Oh, this thing is getting very heavy in my hand now, so I'm going to put it back together again. But yeah. Captive screws. Again, just this is what you're paying for with Apple. This is why they cost so much. And you know, you can talk about whether there was better things available for less money. However, when you make something that's got a shiny aluminium bottom plate, a shiny machined aluminium bottom plate that no one will ever see, that's how much it costs. It costs money. So yeah.
Interesting. It's specifically warning you to not use alcohol or acetone to clean the LCD. I can understand the acetone.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued by nothing...
Might have been just because I don't know if older LCDs were vulnerable to it or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's where, because like for the longest time, people would say you mustn't use cleaning chemicals on your LCD, you'll ruin it. And maybe it's because
it was weird that the anti-glare sprays and stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's because it did damage older ones, but just newer ones are just stronger and tougher and just don't care. So yeah.
Yeah. This product has been certified by TCO, the Swedish Confederation of Professional Employees. Not gonna lie, but aren't all people who are employed for a task professional because they derive their income from that activity?
What if they behave unprofessional?
They are still a professional.
Christopher Butt asks, what's the water cooled machine behind me? This is a repair that's come in. It's a no post. I have not looked at it yet, but it's an X299 system. It's quite nice looking. It'll be in a video soon, TM. I'll be filming the video first thing next week. So yeah.
Now you can see that the manual was actually taken out of the box at some point because someone has written on a piece of paper on top of it. So at the very least, it was actually taken out of the box at some point.
Can you see what they wrote, or just that there was writing there?
I can just about make out that there's an H and then an A and possibly an I.
Hi.
But yes.
Well then, there we go. That's the iMac. I'm going to put this thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to put this thing back together. I'm going to put this Mac Mini back together, and then how are we doing? Oh, blimey, 1.5 hours we've been going. Then, should we move on to something else?
Can do.
Yeah,
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I'm struggling to user data. On this thing. Yeah, I'll. What am I going to do with this? I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these yet, so I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to put it back together again. I can always take it apart again. It doesn't take long, as you saw. It's like muscle memory, taking these old things apart. So let's switch back to the cam link. That's what I want. Bam. Here we go.
Oh, it's me. Hello.
Hello. All right, I'm going to do that. There we go. And
very good.
Let's just move the chat back over to there.
Hello, people.
Whoop. There we go. You've enjoyed the old Mac talk. Good. I hope people have found this interesting.
I've enjoyed looking at it all.
Yeah.
Just because it's too early. All of this stuff is too early for me to have been actively looking at and comparing against stuff and things that I would have owned. So I know
Genuinely
nothing about
interested.
it.
Yeah.
And all I know is obviously looking back at it from the Apple I know now.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I hope that one of the takeaways that I hope that people get from a conversation like this one is a better understanding of why Apple had such a cult following. Because you can see why. You can see what made these super expensive brand products.
If I had been an owner of a high-end device at the time,
Yeah.
I would have owned these.
Yeah.
There is no question in my mind that I would have owned these.
Yeah.
Because there was no alternative. Not just in the sense of, oh, it's all a bit crap and this is the least crap option.
Yeah.
And I'm forced and there's no alternative, but literally a case of there is nothing that is as good.
Yeah. I got into Macs because my one of my school friends, his dad was an Acorn aficionado. So BBC Micro Acorn. Because
my school had two of them.
Yeah. I'm surprised they still had them. I was going to say, because I was right on the very end of the BBC Micro and Acorn phase in schools. So
one of the original BBC Micros.
Yeah.
2 or 3 Acorns.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of Windows 98 machines.
Yeah.
And basically, the only people who knew how to use the Acorns were my maths teacher and me, because my maths teacher taught me.
I don't know if I'd know how to use an Acorn if I sat in front
of
one
now.
These days.
No,
yeah.
I mean, it's been 20 years.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Like, I really, really, really want an Archimedes, but they're like £400 on eBay these days.
That
if
is
you can find
slightly less horrifying than I was expecting.
That's
you to
assuming that they work as well. I'm just, when they were getting rid of them, I was in year 8, maybe year 9 in British state school, and they were getting rid of all the Acorns and swapping them out to Windows PCs, and they were just in piles lining the corridors, and the students were just free to come and take them away.
I remember. Oh my god! Yeah. Sorry, you know when you have that moment of memory unlocked.
Yeah.
I just had the memory of explaining what RISC was to someone when I was in primary school.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. And I did take one of the Archimedes home, and I had one of the Archimedes at home loaded with all the games, all of them. If it was out on Acorn, I had it, and I used it, and I loved it for a long time, and I had it in my bedroom. However, it got to the point where, at that time, I was starting to build PCs. I was starting to get into Windows gaming, which was obviously just light years ahead. And eventually, that bit of Shroud has been left out. I'll keep that with it. And then at some point, my friend's dad, he came back and he said, "Are you finished with it?" And I was like, "Yes." And so I gave it back to him. I think a while back I said to my friend, I said, "Is your dad still into Acorns? Because I want an Archimedes again." And he said, "No, he's gotten rid of all of it now." And I'm like,
that wasn't what I was expecting you to say, and it's the much happier option.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say, "No, he's dead."
Oh, no.
That's where I suddenly went with the conversation.
My friend's dad is alive and well.
Yeah, but I was just like, that's why I was expecting a conversation to go...
No. No. He is fine. He's alive and well. Anyway, but yeah. However, it would have been awesome. Awesome. But yeah, fascinating thing.
I didn't have my own computer that was mine until like Service Pack 2 of XP.
Yeah.
That was when I had a computer that was mine, and I had that for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and the motherboard failed. And
sad face.
That was it. The motherboard failed. Couldn't go warranty it because couldn't get a new one. Yeah, nothing. So I had it for 4 or 5 weeks, and then I didn't have another computer until I had, and then my next computer after that was an i7 920.
What were you using in the meantime then? Just school computers?
And the family computer.
The family computer instead. Yeah.
So I had my own computer for like 5 weeks, and then family computer.
Yeah.
And it was just very weird.
I was already building by the time I was. The first computer I actually built, I was probably about 13, and it was a Pentium 3 800 copper mine. However, I knew how to fully rebuild the family Pentium 166. So when there were problems with that, I just bought parts from our local computer shop and fixed it myself. So I guess I was fairly early to the game from that perspective.
I was doing the same to the family computer, but it was like, it's not mine, kind of thing. But yeah.
The point being, like, when I broke stuff on my computer, I would just get parts. Although I remember one time I did kill my own motherboard because I was dicking around and I bare electrical wires in the computer shorted something out, my own stupid fault. And poor me, I was destitute. I was laying on the sofa just like, oh. And finally my mother was just like, we're going to the computer shop. I'll buy you, tell me what it is that it needs to make it work again. And I was just like, down to the computer shop we went. So yeah, my mum couldn't afford that kind of thing. It's one of those moments where I'm just like, at the time I didn't realise how much she didn't need that right then. However, that's what mums are for, right? Anyway, yeah, that's a trip down memory lane.
I remember.
I'm going to start taking apart this graphics card while we're talking.
Yeah, the first computer that I built was an AMD XP one.
Yeah.
With that
Athlon XP.
Yeah. With the stupid cooler design where you stab the damn thing with a meaty screwdriver.
Yes.
That was my first experience of building a computer. Was that?
Yeah.
And I'm there on the dining room table with my dad opposite me, and I'm like, this feels wrong.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be how it's done. And we're both there looking at each other like, I guess?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that was the way you were supposed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad killed a motherboard on his... my dad's first solo build when he did it himself. He killed a motherboard doing that. He slipped with the screwdriver and sort of across the board. I wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I know I went round to his house at one point and it was sitting on the dining room table looking very sorry for itself. I was like, what happened? And he was like, I slipped with the screwdriver. So I'm waiting for a new motherboard to arrive. And he obviously ordered it from wherever we were buying parts from back then. I don't know. Jungle.co.uk maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, Spud Nugget. This is just here to tease you. We're going to do something else now. The eagle-eyed amongst you might recognise this 970 from the No Post video that I did recently. I bought. He upgraded to a 3060, and I bought his 970 off him because it's a nice 970. We're just going to repaste this. Because loads of people in the comment were just like, you should have repasted the GPU. Well, now I have the GPU and I will repaste it. So, yeah. Is there an oven in the shop? There is not. I do have I have a small preheater oven, but it's for small things. I haven't used it yet, though. So yes, this is a WindForce 970. Correct us. Right, apologies for not keeping up with chat. I'm now going to quickly have a look. And from that day, Graham learned not to butcher electronics. Oh. So we've got a 970 here.
I am genuinely amazed as to how little hardware I've killed.
Yeah, I haven't actually killed much. I've done a lot of really sketchy stuff, which looking back, I'm like, how I didn't kill stuff is beyond me. But my actual graveyard count is impressively low. So yeah, does that need to come off? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I killed a cooler for a GPU.
That's impressive. You managed to kill the cooler.
Yeah,
what were you doing? Hot wiring
the fans? I don't know exactly what happened, but I think something got stuck in it, and just kind of the fan started going.
Right. right,
And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's had it.
I think this is just those 2 screws and the 4 main screws. Yeah.
So that was how I learned about sticking aftermarket coolers on GPUs. Because I had one of the... Oh, who was it who made... You know, like the plastic shroud with the blower bit at the top.
Oh, right.
Remember those ones?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, one of them. So that was all that I could find in...
Yeah.
Oh, what was it called? Map Plane.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't allowed to buy stuff online.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's still kind of new and unknown area, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I managed to eventually...
My mother was ridiculously trusting. I had my mum's debit card details, and I could just order stuff whenever I wanted as long as I paid her back. Which I always did. Yeah, as long as, just... Yeah, the only stipulation was she'd say is just like, I'd give her money and say, I bought this, here's the money for it. So, yeah. Just gonna disconnect that guy. There we go. Spudnugget says he put a 9700K in the wrong way and broke the corners. Oof. And dropped a 10 terabyte hard drive. Oh. With data on it?
I feel like the with data part takes that from that's unfortunate to oh no.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh. Yeah. It's very weird with computers back at my primary school because we had an ICT teacher. Like that was their sole job at the school.
Yeah.
And they knew fuck all about computers.
Oh.
I was just like, what?
Yeah.
This is your only function in this establishment.
Like a lot of places had an ICT coordinator who was a teacher but also did a little bit of computer stuff on the side. And they were notoriously just like, it wasn't so much that they knew about computers, they just had the least amount of ignorance among the faculty. But
they hadn't ducked fast enough.
Yes. Oh my god, can this thing come off, please? Don't make me pry it.
So yeah, but it was just what?
There we go. Oh, I think I just ripped all of the thermal pads.
Oops.
Oh, only one. Oh yeah, look at that. The comments were right. Although to be honest, for how secure that was fitted, it probably didn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Like, would I be wrong in saying that it doesn't matter if thermal paste has gone dry as long as the mount hasn't broken? If you see what I mean? Because like, if that was just bonded onto there, then there's still an interface there. The problem is when it's gone dry and some kind of shock breaks the mount, right?
I wouldn't care to comment due to complete ignorance.
Yeah. Don't know.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of VRM on this. I am surprised, considering a 960 generally will have two-phase.
If it's been through your hands, one.
Shush. I was thinking of saying, but they will run on one, and I was just like, I don't need to talk about that. Hey, that graphics card still works. It is actually running. It is in a computer. It is in active service still.
I'm sorry for their loss.
Does the thermal paste need to be moist to transmit heat? Good question. Did we get any before temps? No, that would have been sensible. I didn't think of that. I was actually intending to do that. I forgot. Now we can't because it's now null and void. So yeah, we should have done that. Oh well.
I did think about suggesting it, but then I was like, that's another 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and we are at 1 hour 40, and I don't want to do a 3-hour stream. You know, that's the thing. I go through this conversation a lot about how long these streams should be, because it's just, I don't know. Like, the problem is when I do game streams, I stream for 4 hours. So for me, I can sit on camera for 4 hours, no problem whatsoever. But a lot of people, certainly for the people who watch this on catch-up, 4 hours is a long time. 3 hours is a fairly long time as well. So I tend
2x speed exists for a reason.
I find 1.5x difficult to watch, except for people who talk extremely slowly.
But you also try and do about 7 things at once.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, like when you're I suppose when you're watching 2x or something, you're focusing, I guess, aren't you?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll either have that, just that, if it's something where I'm like, oh, I want to ensure I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or I'll just have it on a second screen and I'll be playing a game.
Yeah.
On a second screen. On the second screen? I was just thinking, how can you have more than one second screen?
It could be a secondary screen. A secondary screen is not exclusive. It is just simply... like, if you had a primary screen and 2 identical screens on either side, would they not both be secondary screens?
True. Yes.
These are the big questions. These are the real questions right here on Adamant IT 2.
Suddenly we're getting lexicographical.
Yeah. Oh god, it's all crusty. This is horrendous. Just keep going until we run out of stuff to show. That'll gouge chunks out of it, man. Anyway, yeah, length of show though. Yeah, 2 hours is kind of what I'm aiming for, if I'm honest. I kind of wanted to get more done on this stream, but we kind of got waylaid by the Mac stuff. But at the same time, you know, the Mac stuff, I thought that was quite interesting. I hope you guys found that interesting anyway. So I was just like, sure, let's keep going because we're fine. Because if we're having a good time and we're interested, then it's interesting, you know.
There's a lot of thermal paste here.
Yes, I'm having difficulty getting this off. I'm sorry. Did I flick some on you? Do you want to do this? You do this. I'm going to carry on drinking my cider.
Oh dear.
I said earlier on, I was like, Caradog, we need to swap out during the stream. I want to try and swap places. So, lap it with a Dremel. No, then it'll end up looking like the hecking freezer. Which we need to look into at some point, actually. What are we going to do with that freezer?
Fix it. Hopefully.
Yeah. I guess the first thing we need to do is just spray a washing up liquid drizzle on it and look for leaks. Like, start it up with and drizzle some washing up liquid so it bubbles if there's a leak or something. I guess that's something we can do. I'm trying to think of what we can do other than just take it to an air conditioning specialist.
Well, the other thing that's also an issue is the fact that the electronics may be...
The electronics, yeah.
The electronics may be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to talk to LD Cooling, don't we? Because they're still going, aren't they? We decided.
They have not had new stock in 12 years.
Yeah. Their website still exists, though. And that means someone is paying for the website to be up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then again, it could be hosted on a toaster in a back cupboard they've forgotten about.
Yeah. Where's the LD website?
Taiwan.
Oh, is it actually Taiwan?
Well, no. I was revealing text
okay.
into the GPU. No, they're Slovakian.
Oh, okay. So I cannot pick up the phone and call them. Because if there had been a phone number, if there had been a UK phone number, I was literally just going to pick up the phone and call them.
Hello, you are on live stream.
Yeah, and just say, hi, we've got one of these. What do? Actually, also, it's 5:30 on a Saturday afternoon, so I don't know what part of me thought that was going to work. They got prices on their cases. Don't know. Interesting place. Anyway, right. Let's see. If the thermal paste is crusty, I find using a cloth dry can sometimes be better. Yeah. I think we're kind of committed to this now. We're nearly there, though. Adamant they too. Let's see. Sandpaper. No. Graham rips the memory pad. Oh, it'll be fine.
It'll
be fine.
I need to go through and use various grits of sandpaper on that.
Yes.
If we get it working.
Yeah, starting with like grit 1. Just literally rub it on the pavement outside and it will get smoother.
Yeah.
I think the thing though is that we need to get it clamped up and level, so it can actually get leveled. Is the issue to an extent, isn't it? Although that much being said, that's not that important because it will. I mean, like the head will self level, well, from the hold down, won't it?
Especially given how janky the hold down is.
Yeah, exactly. Because the hold down is not engineered, so to speak. So yeah.
I'll have you know, it was.
Define engineers. Yeah.
It was made.
De-lid a GPU.
What lid?
Yeah. Do you mean a CPU? Legitimately, I do need to get into CPU de-lidding. Although I don't think I do anymore. Is de-lidding a CPU still relevant? It's not really, is it? Because everything's soldered now, isn't it? Oh, yeah. That's the problem with the toothbrush.
Fuck.
Yep. You pick up the toothbrush and you're like, I'll just brush all this clean. Oh, no. Yeah. If you break it, you owe me a 970.
No.
No. You sure that's not growl? Yeah.
I feel like that's not a conversation we should get into.
Oof. Yeah, okay. Statement withdrawn.
I mean, it's self-inflicted.
Yes. You leave stuff here and things will happen, you know. Anyway, what's going on in chat? IPA would have removed it 5 minutes ago. That's what we've got, man. That's what we were using.
It's because I was being careful with the... Can we do a bit of a close-up?
We can. Do the big close-up. Hang on a sec. Where's the... let me find the... Focus. Whoop. Now you can go in super close.
It's because of all the surface mount capacitors.
Oh, we're too close. Oh, no, sorry. As in, I was focused too close. There we go.
It's because of these surface mount capacitors, so you need to be careful when you're going around the edge, which is why I've left the amount that I have.
I live in fear of breaking those off. They're really tough. I've never broken one off before.
Yes.
But I live in fear of breaking one off.
Absolutely, which is why I'm reasonably aggressive.
Yeah.
With the bits where I'm like, this is a clear run, there's no capacitor. This is a clear run, there's no capacitor. But as soon as there's a capacitor in the way, I'm like, no, that can live there.
Yeah. The bigger question is what I'm going to do with this 970.
Sell it for £1,000. Because it's now got the signature of a YouTuber on it.
God. No. I could take a picture of it and sell it as an NFT. And then sell the graphics card.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Well, I've started selling my vast collection of graphics cards. I've flogged off a couple of them. My what did I shift the other day? I put on my 1660 Super. I flogged that off. Oh, the Ti, sorry, that's gone. I've still got a 280X and a 960 back there. I need to get those gone. The 3060s are both. One of them got sold because this got chopped in for it. The other one is provisionally sold. That's going in a build this week. So nice. I haven't got as much as I haven't been paid as much for it as I would have been if I'd sold it. However, you know, I've got to ask myself, why am I buying in graphics cards to build computers? It has enabled me to build someone a computer for a very agreeable price, which means I can sell a service. So, you know, I probably would have ended up with more profit had I just sold it. Well, I would have ended up with more profit had I just sold it, but then I would not have a graphics card to put into this guy's new computer. And so I'd have gotten profit there, but not gotten profit there. And it's just...
Would you not have been able to have used the 6600s?
I would have. However, the 36... I should have... I should have twisted his arm into a 6600 XT. The 3060 is slightly faster. and I upsold him on that. But then on the other hand, it's being paired with a 5600X, so it would have been nice to get the 3060 in there, which is what we did. So I haven't made as much profit as I could, but again, you've got to ask yourself, what are you in business to do? If you're in business to make profit, then there's no point in me having a shop. I may as well just be buying and scalping graphics cards on eBay. Whereas I have a shop and I build computers in this shop, so I'm going to buy graphics cards and put them in computers that I'm selling. So yeah, has the GPU been abandoned? No.
Paste, please.
Okay. Ooh. The NX5.
Scan and win $1,000 every month. What?
Should we do it?
What, win $1,000 every month?
No, well, scan and maybe win $1,000 every month. This is the Arctic MX5. I haven't used this stuff yet, so let's judge it. This is going to be a quick stream. A quick review. Oh, do you need a thing? You were sitting there pouring at the box. I'm like, this is the point where you open the box.
The label was more securely attached than I expected compared to the strength of the cardboard. So the cardboard was just kind of going. The label was staying.
Yes. Two guys lose interest in a GPU stream. Yeah. The problem is we're drinking Brother's Wild Fruit today, by the way. This is today's drink. And it's only 4%, so this isn't getting me wired, it's just getting me woozy.
This is quite runny.
This is what I'd heard about it.
It
was very runny. Yeah.
It's good, it means it'll fill in your holes.
I suppose so, yeah. That's a very large amount.
Yeah, because it's not stopping. Yeah. I've pulled the syringe back.
Oh, I see,
and it's still running. That's why I said, it's quite runny. Because I went, boop, and then it went...
Let's make everyone really mad. Hang on a sec. Let me come into an angle so you can see the girth. This is what we're going for today. Please send me your angriest YouTube comments. Please do tell us how wrong we have applied this thermal paste. And please do tell me that it matters, because it doesn't. So yeah. Anyway, right, that's it.
Do you have a soft implement?
I do, actually. I've got something perfect. Yeah. Let's see. Which one of these?
Which one of these is clean?
Which one of these is sharper? That one is. So use that one. Because these are really, really good for removing MacBook batteries.
What, you just kind of go?
Yes, exactly. They came with some new ones, and I'm just like, oh, these are brilliant. So I'm actually trying to keep them in good condition. Yeah, you like the blue? It is very blue. It's very baby blue compared to the bluey grey, the titanium grey of MX4. Unsubbed. Oh no. Francis Ty likes your splooge. Thermal paste lifetime matters. Let's see. We know red is faster. Is any of it red? I suppose. I don't know. That's some good spreading.
Oh dear.
Yes. No. However you do it, the comments will tell you you're wrong. The latest thing is all of the YouTube comments that now tell me that my BC2 tip that I use in my soldering iron is incorrect, and I should be using a knife edge. And I'm like, cool. I had a knife edge tip, and everyone told me to get a BC2. Now I have a BC2, and everyone tells me to get a knife edge. So,
which one do you find easier to use?
Honestly, the BC2 has been working for me, but the knife edge is also useful. So yeah.
Yeah,
I find both of them useful. I switch out to what I think is going to work best for me. And that is really what matters. I think it's important to experiment with different tips. I'm glad that I've bought different tips and tried different ones so I can experience what they're like. So when someone says, oh, I use this tip, I can be like, oh yeah, I've used one of those. I thought of this, you know. So yeah, much easier to use a covered finger. I think you might be right there.
Yeah.
Hello, sorry for the lateness, completely forgot. I'm offended, but you're forgiven. You've missed most of the stream, I'm afraid, but you can always get it on catch up. We're currently, we've redoing the thermal paste on this 970. We've also been exploring some old Macs. When you clamp the heatsink, that will spread it. I agree with that. But yeah, to be honest, oh, good job. Would you like some more kitchen roll? Yeah, I'm a big believer in just letting the clamping force spread it. However, there's certainly no harm.
I agree.
There's no harm in manually spreading it.
I think that for things with an integrated heat spreader, I agree.
Yeah.
For things where it's bare die, I think you should spread it.
I also think that if you're number chasing, manually spreading is the best. However, I think you have to be doing big number chasing for it to actually matter. Because at the end of the day, there comes a point when you have to say, fine, what is the objective best? I don't care if I have to do scientific tests to find out. Like, if we have to go to Gamers Nexus levels of pedantry, then what is pedantry? I said. Then that is asking the question: what is objectively the superior? In which case, I think spreading it manually is probably the superior. However, is it going to matter on your 5600X? No. I will be impressed if you can spot the difference without lab equipment. So, yeah. You're concerned about the RAM pads. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
And if they're not, you can get some more.
Yeah.
Get in the hole.
Plug in the fan cable. Yeah, I think it's accessible from the side. We've got the LED on the side.
And then the other one was...
Oh, yeah, there's the fan cable.
I did intentionally oik it.
Hang on a sec. Can we... Oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, no, that has to go in before the thing goes on.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, no, he's right. He's got to come out. Yep. Dave Weldon is correct. We needed to plug in that fan first. Usually you can get it from the side with some tweezers. However, on this one, you definitely can't. Let's make everyone really angry now and not reapply the thermal paste. GPUs, there's more risk because it's bare silicon. With CPUs, it's less important. That kind of makes sense as well, because like on a CPU, you've got the integrated heat spreader, so you've got that bigger thermal interface. You've got, you've already got a cold plate on top of the die itself. Oh, I hate lifting them up. That's why I do the wiggles. I ripped a 5950X out the socket last night when taking off the heatsink. I was so careful and I still ripped it out the socket and I was like, oh! It was fine. No harm done.
That's one very good thing about
AMD
moving to LGA.
Yeah. That's exactly like the video got canned for various reasons, but I said on the video.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah. There we go, that's him. The video got canned for various reasons, but I did say to the camera at the time, and this is why it's a good thing that we're moving to LGA. There are pros and cons of LGA and PGA, but LGA is probably the winner overall, I think.
One comment I heard is that DDR5 physically cannot work over PGA.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose by the time you're up to those kinds of clock speeds, because that's the thing, because like memory speeds are mind-blowing. Because you're down on the nanoscale, you're down on nanosecond scales, and it wouldn't surprise me if the impedance of the pins or the resistance of the pins actually becomes.
It's not going to be impedance.
No, you're right. Yeah, the resistance of
be a pediatrist.
The resistance of the pins actually becomes a significant problem at that point. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You ripped out your 3700X2. Yeah. Has anyone ever actually broken a CPU by ripping them out? Like, has anyone actually snapped pins off? Because that's...
I have.
Have you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my 2700X.
Is that what happened to your 2700X? Yeah. I thought that pin... I thought you just dinked it on the table or something like that.
No, it was taking it out of the socket.
Oh, ouch. Yeah.
And I was just like, ah!
Yeah. And it mysteriously stops onboard audio from working, unless I'm mistaken, doesn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
no other issue with that CPU, just onboard audio doesn't work. Go figure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand how that works.
No. Not a clue. But
have you tried it in a different motherboard?
No.
That would be...
But it's also kind of a case of, what's the point?
Oh, yeah,
I would have had to have got another motherboard
agreed.
at the time.
Yeah.
If my £100 5600X had been real, I would have swapped it over then.
Yeah.
So that'd be quite a tasty upgrade.
Yeah.
2700X to a 5600X for £100.
Yeah. Of course it wasn't real, though. Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah. I suppose it's not worth it, I guess. I was about to say it would really not be difficult to put your 2700X in another motherboard, because all we need is an AM4 motherboard, and I've got those lying around.
We've still got also that A520 board that is gone somewhere.
Oh, yes. That was... I think I sold it.
Very well.
No, I didn't. No, because that was in the P200. That was an Intel rig.
Yes.
Yeah, that was John's old rig. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I don't know where that board is. It's not far away. Yep, I don't know where it is.
It's now in Belgium.
Oh, well. Okay, I suppose we should probably test this and see if it still works.
And then we find it doesn't.
Well, if it doesn't, it's your fault. And you no. Never mind. Statement retracted. Right. Let's see. I'm going to quickly catch up with chat. I think it's so people will RMA the motherboard. Yeah. The idea is that theoretically your motherboard should be cheaper than your CPU. In the vast majority of cases. So yeah.
Where's the mini gone? Oh, there.
Yep. Right, I'm going to quickly use the loo because I need the bathroom. I will be right back, everyone.
Am I going to move that to there, or just put that there?
It's up to you. Do what you fancy.
Over here.
Yeah, if you want to move that over here, it's not doing anything, so just switch it off. I'll be back in just a moment.
Cool. I will arrange that, and I will also change this angle. Hello. Is that a desky shot? That'll do. It's deskish. There we go. And away we go. Whee! Oh, no. And then this is when we find that the GPU actually never worked. It's a bit big for this case. Ugh. In, good. Hold on. If I do that and nope. That'll do. It's close enough. You know what? It's a little bit tight in the case.
Does it fit? Oh yeah, no, we're going. Yep.
But yeah, it's just surprising that it's quite tight.
Tight as a tiger or something. Okay, right. Once AMD go to LGA, it's game over. How so? What makes you say that? Drop so many LGA chips into the socket pins. Yeah, I'll admit, for fitting, I do prefer PGA.
I didn't forget to remove a screw. You forgot to remove a screw.
Good job. Yeah, I do prefer PGA for fitting, but LGA does make more logical sense, I think.
That'll do.
All right. Okay, so we've got that. There is a power cable down there somewhere as well. Dual DVI.
Dual DVI,
Yeah,
triple DisplayPort.
Yeah. This has got really good I/O, this 970. Like, seriously, that's a lot of I/O, isn't it? Okay, right. Yeah, it's got a keyboard plugged into it already. That's that one. Good. All right, I shall operate the inputs. Huh. Get your bets in. Oh, it'll be fine.
Power!
Let's do that.
Oh, do you know what isn't plugged in?
Oh, that can probably... Hang on a sec. We'll do it live. It'll be fine. I need my WinForce logo. There we go. That just added another 10 FPS. Dropping a CPU into an LGA socket more hazardous than the current socket AMD use. To be honest, PGA is tougher. It's harder to bend PGA pins, which I think is one of the reasons why people like it. It's more difficult to damage them, and it's easier to fix them if they do get damaged. But yeah, I don't know. Also, though, I'm tempted to say it's really like, I feel like you need to really screw up to drop a CPU into an LGA socket. But on the other hand, obviously you don't, because it's a very common issue. So, I don't know. Okay, right. Stand by, everyone. I'm just going to check our thing. All right. Could I borrow the keyboard for just a moment, Charles?
Yeah, because I forgot my password.
Yeah.
However, we have display out.
We do have display out.
Therefore, it's not completely dead.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's good. Like, that's what I was just checking. Because we just shut it down, I wasn't sure what pages we're going to reopen. The answer to that was not a lot, it's fine.
Didn't need to use Chrome anyway.
Fine. Don't even care. Right, let's switch over. I'll give you that back.
Okay.
What are we going to run on it? Whoop. And whoop. All right, we do have Heaven. Oh yeah, well that'll do, I guess, won't it? Does Heaven tell you temperatures? I can't remember. Let's see. AMD Octron was on S7. Oh, it's in 3D mode. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, "What is happening?"
What the fresh?
But yeah. Also, look at what it looks like on the capture.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the capture does really weird things. What's with that banding, man? Is that because that's 30 FPS and that's 60 FPS?
It's an interference.
Yeah, because
it's a constructive interference.
Yeah, we're on the AliExpress capture card.
Yeah.
And the AliExpress capture card just doesn't know what to do with 3D at all. It's complete, like, that's yeah. One dead Mac Mini. Mr. Guru, how dare you? That Mac Mini will be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, the options are not here. I think they're on there.
Is it on there?
No, I think it's actually a thing you tick next to the run button.
Oh, fair enough. Put on your red and blue sunglasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Stereos. Oh, yeah, yeah.
This
interlaced, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh,
let's just go for extreme. Then click run.
Extreme!
World of Warships! I fix it!
Fix your friend! Oh, genius advert. I love it.
They'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, did he just die? I think it just fell over.
Run.
It didn't. I don't think it liked it. It should be able to run extreme, shouldn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
No, there we go. Oh, it's actually doing it pretty good as well.
It is doing it at a frame rate.
Let me just do that a sec. There we go. We've got 54, mid-50s for frame rate. Oh, is it dying?
No,
it
was
stuttered.
me hitting
Oh, okay.
the spacebar.
Very good.
There you go.
Right, I will. Hang on a sec. I will move us. Camlink 4K. We're going up here now. Let's make everyone really upset. and flip us so we're looking into the picture. Where were we? Okay, so we're looking at the temperature now. We'll see what that does. Oh yeah, 82 FPS. Hey, not bad. Yeah. How's the 970 stack up against a 1066 gig? They're within a shout of each other, aren't they? They're in the same category, I think.
I would consider
probably like equivalent of a 1063 gig. Probably
maybe
around there.
I would guess that the I would guess that the 1066 gig will be fractionally faster in some stuff.
Yeah, probably depends. Yeah, probably depends
Just
on what
because
you're
the
running.
970 technically actually has 3.5 gigs of usable
Oh yeah, because that was a big deal, wasn't it? Because it's a quote-unquote 4 GB card, but it could only actually address 3.5 gigs of it, couldn't it?
At speed, and the other half was at very low speed.
Yeah, unusably slow speed. Yeah, I'd forgotten that was a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Right. It looks like it's holding 59 degrees C, which is hecking good. It just flickered to 50. Oh, yeah, just looking for 60 degrees now. Yep.
Whoops. Okay.
Hardware info should be there if you're looking for it.
No, I was wondering if you had Afterburner.
Oh, no, I do not. Oh, what's that going on there? Could be anything.
It will shimmer.
Yeah, I think it was nothing. Yeah, we're also looking at this is also a rough as guts capture as well, so we might still get artifacts from that.
Yeah, there also will be a flickering on it anyway.
Because that little bit of stutter we're on the $10 AliExpress card here, which stutters. So yeah, that's why this doesn't look like a proper 60 FPS. It's because the capture card is garbage. I could probably plug this into the Ava Media and get a true 60 FPS, but then we're only streaming at 30 FPS anyway, so you still won't see it.
Can you cap the AliExpress capture card to 30 FPS?
I can. I don't think it stabilizes it in any meaningful way, though.
Interesting. Okay.
We could try that now. Let's just see what that does, just for science. So let's see.
I'm going to quit this and just double check where the benchmark thing is. Though.
Oh, it's capped at 30 FPS anyway because it's set to match our output FPS.
I see.
So yeah. Are we benchmarking it? No. The benchmark.
We are now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was
Only because Chris has a benchmark number.
Yeah. I was going to say normally I wouldn't bother because the benchmark number is fairly arbitrary and no one will know what it means. However, since Chris actually has one, so yeah. Yeah, triple fan card. Worth every penny. Yeah. Oh, it's crept up to 62 now, but the fans are audible, but they're a very pleasant kind of. Like there's a hiss from them.
There's quite a lot of air.
Yeah, it's not an unpleasant noise. It's not a drone.
Yeah.
Oh, settings are different. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it wrong.
I thought I just hit extreme and went.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, we need to. Are you benchmarking on the default benchmark settings?
I think so. If I just go.
Yeah. Should we just run it? Yeah. Let's run it again, and let's do. We'll do Chris S's settings. Otherwise, we've got to run it 3 times. Or another 2 times. So 1080p windowed.
Hold on. I need to go custom.
Yeah.
And then go DX11, quality.
Quality ultra.
Yeah.
Everything else disabled.
Disabled.
And 1080p window. Yeah, that should do it. Oh, anti-aliasing off, yeah. Off it goes. Did we turn off tessellation in time there? Yeah, we think we got it. Chat delay. Yep, good. Groovy. Benchmarking. Neato.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's still impressive how this mostly holds up.
Yeah, it's still a useful test, isn't it? Yeah, it can still load down a most graphics cards. So
It's
yeah,
also the fact that just it having a DX11 rendering path.
that's a good point. Yeah,
I didn't realize that Heaven was new enough to have a DX11 render path.
yeah. Here in Australia, the card would have melted. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's a thing in like countries like Australia that we don't really have to deal with is just ambient temperature. Like at the peak of summer, we'll see elevated temperatures.
Yeah, it'll
but
hit 30.
yeah, nothing that we really need to be concerned about though.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of Caradog's work has paid off. Yeah, you did everything.
It's paid off. It's still working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll let that finish then.
But you're saying about ambient temperature. It's like Bildsley says in some of his videos.
Yeah.
He says, this overclock is now unstable because it's the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's like when I was benchmarking it this morning at 4 a.m, it was about 3 degrees in here.
Oh, yeah. If you're that much on the bleeding edge, was it ever really stable? But then that's the thing, when you're number chasing, getting through the test is stable, isn't it? So yeah. Anything 1070 or below, you ran both superposition Heaven and the results are proportionally the same. Yeah. What's that doing? Is that the end of the test and it's calculating, or is it just fallen over? I think it died. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, escape. Oh, we've still got a mouse. Yeah. Crashed all the cat. Yeah, no, the mouse is still moving. Or is it? The mouse moved. The mouse is not moving anymore. It wasn't the capture, no, because the mouse was moving for a moment there. So yeah, just for posterity, I'll just reactivate the capture. No. Yeah. Could be anything. Early days. Could be anything.
Yeah, it's definitely crashed because tapping that's not doing anything.
Yeah, alright, turn it off then. Yeah, could be anything.
Could be the overclock that's unstable if it's still running that 5 and a bit gigahertz one.
Oh yeah, it is. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, we've got a 5 gig over. Yeah, we're running overclock on this.
Needs a little bit more time on it. But...
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten because I haven't given it the beans since then. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was the CPU has like a 5 gig overclock on it, so that's not necessarily the graphics card. Oh yeah. Not a super important password, otherwise I'd be like. Definitely the thermal paste. No, it was 60 degrees. It wasn't a thermal paste. If we were at high 70s, we could have that conversation. However, no, at 60 degrees, it's not the thermal paste. No, yeah, as I say, we've got a whacking great overclock on this thing, so it's more likely that is what was causing our problem. Shall I migrate us again? I will deflip us. Ooh. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's not what I intended to do. That's the one. Flip horizontal. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. We're up here now. Yeah, this was stable last time running, but...
Yeah, I was just double checking it didn't.
Yeah.
crash inside a loop.
Yeah. If anything, what we need to do is just flip to the non-overclock profile, because we've got this overclock saved in a BIOS profile. So just flip to a stock profile and run the benchmark again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I loaded your old overclock profile and just kind of went, oh.
It was a dirty one, yeah. Yeah, it was a dirty overclock. So yeah. Where are we? Yeah, you need to be above the 80s for the 970. Yeah, exactly. Prime 95 is your test for CPU overclocks? Yeah. Cinebench is a confidence test. Cinebench is a very quick way just to check if you're doing okay. But no, I would not consider it a true stability test, because we found this when we were doing overclocking, and we would crash doing LinPack, but we could make it through Cinebench. So yeah. Doo-doo. Yeah, let's see. How are we doing for time? Oh, it's 2:20. What I think we should do, I think we should switch to the stock speeds, run that benchmark again, just to prove that the card is fine, and then call it a day.
Fine.
What are you after?
Just looking at that. Apparently this is faster than i7 770K. Good.
Damn. Well, yeah, no, that should be appropriate. But yeah.
Teams? Where did Teams come from?
Some bizarre thing that you can do on those trackpads. Like a triple swipe or something like that opens Teams. Something equally heartbreaking. So yeah.
Oh dear.
Tsunami warning for West and North and Central America. Interesting. I know that stuff was kicking off in Australia today, but...
Have we got 5 GHz club? We do. Good. So I just load optimized defaults?
Yeah, I just load optimized defaults. Because I'll probably switch back to the 5 GHz club one afterwards, because it's fine around the desktop. And also just to do more testing on it. However, for now, we just want something that we know is 100% stable, just to make sure that the graphics card is okay. Because I'm 99% certain that that graphics card is fine, and that was just the overclock. However, yeah, we'll just quickly do that, just because then we can end the stream and be like, look at that, it works. And that's a good time to end, I think. Filthyoverclocks.com. Doo-doo. Celestial being born. Oop.
Okay.
Oh, turn on XMP. Oh yeah, we forgot XMP. If it comes up slightly low. Also, this is DDR3, so it's not going to matter that much. Wait, no, is it? No, it's not. It's DDR. Idiot. Yeah, it's Intel. It won't matter that much.
It'll be fun.
It'll help. Don't get me wrong. XMP would make it faster, but it will be adequate.
It'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
What is this? Is it a 6600?
8600K.
Oh, it's an 8600K.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why it's going toe to toe with the 7700K.
Yeah.
Because it's got the same core count. Doo-doo. Good. Yes. Right.
So, the 12100.
Is that the 12th Gen i3?
The i3 12100.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about it?
No. I saw a thumbnail from Gamers Nexus today that the 12400 apparently pissed all over Ryzen. Well, sorry, that might be a bit strong actually. It beat Ryzen, which means the 12400 is a very competitive CPU for bang for buck. 12100, don't know anything about it. Does it exist, or is that what?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very fast. It's very, very fast.
Oh, really?
For an i3.
Yeah. Is it are we talking like this is good for gaming, or are we just
good?
saying...
It's good for a 4-core gaming machine.
Yeah. 4 cores. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Does it have performance cores and e-cores?
No, it's just performance cores.
Just 4 performance cores. Yeah.
It's at the level where it's. I haven't seen the 12400. So I need to compare, the value thing. Because obviously,
Yeah.
if going up to a 12400 is £12 or something stupid, or
Yes.
£15, then obviously, absolutely.
Because I think the 12400 is a $200 CPU, if my memory serves me. So we're starting to get down into that price compression, where you start paying a little bit more to get a lot extra kind of thing. So yeah.
But yeah, it's the case that the 12100 looks to be really good. And I'm like, that paired with a really cheap, is it B67? B670?
Yeah, I think so.
B670?
Yeah.
I don't know.
B-series chipset.
Or the H6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The really, really cheap ones.
Yeah.
That, with a DDR4 one of them.
And then imagine if you could actually buy a low-end GPU. Is the 6500 XT out yet, or is it just announced still?
19th?
19th, okay,
I think it's 19th.
Yeah.
And I imagine it will be available for less than £400 for an hour.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to buy some or not. I think I should buy a couple. Like, buy 2 of them. If
you can buy them,
if the price isn't crap,
at the £200 or £210 that they're supposed to be, then yes.
What do we think? If they're less than £300,
if they're less than £250,
less than £250, I'll buy 2.
Yeah, I think that's the level I'm at with them.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, you could just get a 5800 and have a better card in several areas.
Yeah,
like it supports AC1, so I can.
Oh god, yeah.
So I can hardware decode
about
Netflix.
That. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I'd forgotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the 3050?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I should look into that, like tomorrow. But that's kind of my issue with it.
Yeah.
And my other issue is that it's only PCIe 4x4.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
says,
it's
late joining going to beginning. Hello and goodbye.
It's like PCIe Gen 4x4 is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The problem is if you're buying something like that, it's less likely for you to have a PCIe Gen 4 board and CPU. So it's kind of pushing into
12100F is currently £110 delivered from Lambertech right now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of want to build one.
Well, that's just it. I've provisionally sold the 5600K stuff that's in the 220T over there. So I'm not selling the case, though. I'm recasing it into a quote-unquote professional case. Yeah. So I will have a... oh, there you go. 2650. That was about what you expected, wasn't it, Chris?
I think that's a smidgen higher score.
Yeah, so I will... I need something new to go in there. And I was thinking of building a cheap Intel build.
Yeah.
Because I need a demo PC that people can actually afford to buy. Because the problem I've got is no one can afford the demo PCs that I've got in the shop, which is why they're not selling.
Interesting to see how much the 100 non-F is.
Yeah.
So to see if you can buy one with an iGPU in for £10 more.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting to have as a PC.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd bother doing that. I'd just build that to order. But like, I'm thinking of getting either a 12100F or a 12400F. Pairing that up with and then pairing that up with one of the... I've still got both my 6600 XTs, so I'd lob one of those in there. I've still got the Pulse, the Sapphire Pulse and the Asus one. One of them is going into the Black Corsair because the 3060 is sold.
I want to see if you can actually feel any difference.
Between a 3060 and a 6600 XT?
A 10100.
Oh, I see.
12100.
Between 12100 and a 12400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's actually going to make a difference.
Yeah. How many cores is the 12400? Is that 6?
6, I presume.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would if you were multitasking.
But like, the level of multitasking you'd have to be doing, though.
Yeah. I mean,
because the
kind of multitasking that you or I would be doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. The problem is that we do a lot of multitasking, but also we're just like lol 16 core Zen 3 go brr, So, yeah. Let's see. This 12100F 4-core 8-thread beat the £15. Oh, is it £15 more for a 6-core 12-thread 10400F? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. The IPC of 12th gen is
Bonkers.
Absolutely. That's
bonkers.
what is making 12th gen so competitive.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's just like maybe. Although the answer lies on Gamers Nexus's website, I'd imagine, because they, I don't.
But also, it's a case of I want to feel it because you can have the raw numbers and then go, I can't tell. Even if this is 20 FPS different, I can't tell.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, for if the 12100F matches the 10400F in the numbers, then it's a case of you buy the 12100F because it's newer.
Yeah, no, not against the 10, against the 12. The 12.1 and the 12.4. I want to see if I can feel a difference between the two. That's what I'm interested in as well.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah.
12th gen budget boards aren't budget prices, sadly, yet. Well, that's the interesting thing. There's some new ones out that are. That's
certainly sub £200, which is certainly getting there.
Okay, sub £200. That's, I call that 150 to 200. I call that mid range. Budget board, £100.
There, I think the whatever it is, whatever the mid tier one is, the mid tier chipset.
Yeah.
I think the prices were for Asus 120 to 200.
Yeah. Remember when a budget board was 50 quid for something that's not awful? Like the
Not really.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Gigabyte.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Gigabyte.
Also, PCI Express 4 and 5 are expensive.
Yeah, but yeah, the Gigabyte. I forget the name of the damn thing now. The B460.
What, like the B460 DS?
Yeah, DS3. That's the one. Yeah, the DS3 series. That was like £50, £60 for a serviceable motherboard you could stick in a budget computer.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Some more.
Yeah.
Apparently, Richard says some more B660. I'm failing with numbers today. B660s are coming in around £100. So it's good. However, it passed. That passed.
It did. So yeah, it was the CPU overclock. The thermal paste was fine. So yeah. In a surprise to nobody. So yes. Anyway, B450 had some cheap options. It did. It was a good time, B450. It's just at the... One of the fans keeps stopping. It's just at the stall point. So yeah.
That was confusing.
Yeah. Good. All right. Are we going to do anything else?
Like the B450 ASRock Pro 4.
I didn't like that one because there was...
Regularly, it's saying like £52 or something.
That had no VRM heatsink at all, though.
So?
Yeah.
So?
But like, you could pay like
My
£5 more.
3400G doesn't care.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. But like,
I also liked it because...
You could pay £5 more for the DS3, which had a primary side, or like the first couple of phases. The auxiliary phases weren't called, but the main phases had a heatsink on them, which was just another £5 more kind of thing, But yeah, carry on. But
yeah, I just liked it. That board.
Yeah,
it was actually reasonably good.
Cheap as balls and did the job. Yeah. Fair enough. AMD skipping A420 motherboards was the worst thing. Yeah, maybe. I was never a big fan of A series, but again, if you were trying...
I never particularly saw the point when there were B450 boards for 50 quid.
That was it. The B series boards, there was... Yeah, again, you're getting down into the price compression point where it's just like, sure, you could probably get an A series motherboard for like £40, but if you can get an A series board for £40 and a B series for 50, you just pay £10 more, because again, you're still going to be building on a budget of £300 or £400 in that kind of area. So another £10 isn't going to kill your budget, and it gets you onto the next chipset up, and that then means you've got an M.2 port, you've got another 2 USBs at the back, you've got a HDMI port on it. You've
got high frequency memory support.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. The A series boards were just they were the cost saving wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think A520 made more sense than A320 did.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of A520 boards that were actually reasonably good.
Yeah,
for their pricing. So depends.
And also Brutal Pizza. In answer to your question, is it worth going to 11 yet? It's up to you. I still do not see any compelling features in Windows 11 that make me want to upgrade. I don't dislike 11. I'm indifferent. Like, this computer's running Windows 11, but I haven't upgraded any of my daily machines because there's nothing in 11 that I care about. That's basically it. Windows, there's still nothing in 11 that I actually care about, and I can't be bothered to learn a new system. Because there are various things that I will want to change about 11. And I'm at peace with those changes. Because, like, in my opinion, I've said many times that if you need to change it, maybe it's not very good. However, I understand the reason why you would want. I understand the reason why Windows 11 is the way it is. However, that reason is because Windows 11 isn't for me. It's for mainstream basic users. So, yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm sticking on 10 for now. But that if someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm running 11," I'm like, cool. So yeah, run whatever you want.
Are you upgrading laptops and stuff that come into the shop to 11?
No.
If they've got the prompt.
No. I haven't seen anything auto-downloading.
Sorry, I'll rephrase the question. If it had the prompt to say, you're compatible with Windows 11, click here to download and install, would you click it and download it and install it?
No. I don't think I would. I think my advice to customers is going to be to leave your computer on Windows 10 because your next computer will have Windows 11 and upgrade then. If you're currently running 10, I wouldn't bother upgrading. I think is going to be my advice. If someone comes in and they're interested in 11, they're like, I kind of want the new Windows, and my computer says it's eligible, kind of thing, I can be like, sure, if it's eligible or if we can make it eligible, we can upgrade it for you. However, I think if people come in and they'd be like, do I need Windows 11? My answer to that will be, I wouldn't bother. Your next computer will have it on there. This one doesn't need to be upgraded. I think that's going to be my stance. So yeah. Even worse, Windows 11 is losing the control panel. The control panel has been dead for years. That's a non-issue. The control panel is a secondary citizen in Windows 10 as it is. It's only there because there is some legacy stuff that isn't in settings.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say it's only there because they haven't finished settings.
Yeah. As of now, though, there's very, very, very little that isn't in settings now. Some of the last holdouts were like some audio stuff, but pretty much all of that is in settings now.
I think audio settings have taken a massive worsening in Windows 11. It's incredibly difficult to disable devices now.
Yes. It
lacks, or to see which devices are still or to see which devices are enabled quickly, because it still lists them all.
It's all there. I don't think it's very intuitive though, with the exception of the new mixer. Obviously, the new mixer is very good, but that's not saying much because the legacy mixer, as per the conversation in Discord the other day, I don't know if you saw that conversation. So. There was a conversation in the tech channel where we were talking about audio mixers, and I had a mini rant about how the legacy audio mixer for Windows is garbage, and it's still the easiest one to access. So just to explain what that is, can I share desktop here? Yes, I can. We go desktop. Do we not have a monitor capture here? We don't. Hang on a sec.
Why would you have one?
I usually have a display capture on most things, just because, yeah. So there we go. So the legacy mixer, if you right-click on the volume control and you click on Open Volume Mixer, this is the legacy mixer, and this is hot trash. Because let's say I want to turn Steam down. Okay, I turn Steam down. No problem, okay? But now let's say I want to turn down the entire volume. What are you doing? And okay, it's fine. Okay, I want to turn Steam back up, so let's put that there. What are you doing? Why is that changing? And now all of these ones are messed up. And now all of the sliders are completely ruined. And the only way to fix it is to... Okay, so minimize everything. Okay, it's all down. It's all muted. It's still ruined. The only way to fix this is to drag them all up to 100% again. It's terrible and I hate it. So, whereas the new one, if you actually go to... You have to go to Open Sound Settings. And then you have to go to App Volume. And then there is the modern mixer.
Oh, that.
And this one works properly. Because you can now turn down the master volume. And it's all independent. This is what it should be like. I can change any of these. And they don't normalize. They don't change each other. Which is great. But the problem is that was how many clicks deep? That was 1, 2, 3 clicks deep, which is a pain in the arse if you just want to turn down the volume of a single app. So yeah, that is that's my beef there. So yeah. Oh, really? Were we killing our own audio? We can't. That was audio output. How? I wasn't changing the microphone. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant.
I have enjoyed this conversation in English.
Yes, I agree. Now, I'm curious. I don't know how I muted myself just then, because that was output. Oh, well. Doesn't matter. OBS volume. Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, it is super loud now. Why have we gone super sensitive?
Whatever.
I don't know. Now I have to speak quietly. It's the end of the stream. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'm gonna. Oh, blimey.
Thank you. Because that's the microphone slider.
How is that the microphone slider?
Because aren't there 2 sliders for stuff?
This is output volume for when an app is making sound. Right, okay. I'm tired. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Muted. Okay, right.
It can't be muted because it's literally moving there. So, whatever.
I've enjoyed this conversation in English.
Absolutely.
See you next week, everyone. Thank you for everything. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it. Bye! Get pizza.
Goodbye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.